A good day and welcome to another edition of Outside the Genie, where we will be previewing today's racing from Turffontein and Kenilworth. Today's date, 24th of October. We're 2 months away from Christmas. So for the persons who are watching this video for the first time, I just want to explain what Outside the Genie does. Outsider Genie is not a tipping service. What we do is we analyze form, and through our analysis, we then get outsiders. We um, no, get outsiders that we think that can win or place, and then we provide you with those numbers, and you can then add that outsiders to your selection that you favor. And in the event of those outsiders winning or place, you will be standing in a payout queue collecting a nice big dividend, laughing and thanking Outsider Genie. So if you want to subscribe to this video to receive it every time that it's posted on YouTube, just click on the subscribe now button and ring the bell. We are also available on Twitter, Instagram, and our contact details, WhatsApp or phone 083 585 Please note we also, before we go there, just want to give feedback. Yesterday at Fairview, we gave you three nice winners. Number 4, Lord Marshall at 10-1. Hidden Influence at 7-1. And then there's a number 7, Taurus Lake. I think it only paid like R3 something and a total for the win. But the opening betting on that horse was 7-1. So there was money for it. Just quickly want to explain to you the difference between what the outsider selection is. What I do is in each race, I give 3 numbers. The first number is my outright selection. That is the selection that I feel that can win the race. And that selection is at any price. Doesn't always have to be the favorite. Then I give you the 2 outsider selections in no particular order, but the 2 outsiders that I think can either win or place. Like in this case, I had in 3 races, my outsiders, 3 of my outsider elections that win. We also offer a daily service where we give you a race by race selection. I'll tell you now what to do. So we've got some special offers if you should want to subscribe to our daily form analysis service. The first one is if you sign up now till the end of November, till the end of October, it will be 200 Rand. But then I've got a package, and keep in mind that my normal package is 500 Rand. I'm giving a package which is valid till the end of October for 600 Rand, where you can sign up for now or whenever you sign up till end of December. So effectively, you get you're only going to pay 300 Rand per month instead of 500 Rand, so you save 400 Rand. So what do you get when you subscribe to our analysis service? You get a race by race selection, outright winner and 2 possible outside selection, 2 daily recommended all to come doubles, value bets, and then give you best bets of the day. The other day we gave a best bet that I think it was 92, which came home. We also give you trifecta and quartets. Again, last week, I think it was a Turffontein or the Vaal, I can't remember which course. I gave the first 3 collection, the first 3 quartets, and they paid reasonably well. 2 of them paid over 2,000 Rand, nearly 3,000, and the other one was just under 1,000 Rand. So you can then take those numbers, add them to your selections, and play them as you see fit. The same with the PA and Pick 6. Yesterday, we did call the Pick 6 at Turffontein. At Fairview, we made a small profit. Last Saturday, we caught the Pick 6 and Kenilworth and Turffontein, also made a bit of a profit. The other day, I caught we had the PA, and we made a profit of over 500 Rand on the PA. So you then can either play them as is or take those numbers, add them into your play, and hopefully you can get a nice big payout. If you should subscribe to our analysis service, you will be added to our paid members group, where you're receiving every day, you're receiving a sheet like this, a 1-page sheet, your race by race selections, Pick 6, your PA, trifecta and quartet selections, your value bets, your best bet of the day, and your 2 all to come doubles. All right, let's now move on to the business of racing, where we're racing from Turffontein and Kenilworth, We're going to look at Turffontein first, where we have the first race off at 11:55, 9 races on the card. So let's have a look at this betting of race 1. Yeah, it's amazing how these technology work. I get everything ready to go before I start, and then this happens all the time, and it wastes so much time. I really don't know what to do about this. But anyway, here we go. We're getting there. Now, the race 1 is a very interesting race, which I'll discuss now. We have Castle Corner 19-10, 2-1 Purple Panther, 15-4 Narki, Courtroom Magic 7-1 Euro Cent 10-1 Grace from Grace 14-1 Supreme Elevation 15-1 Caroline Reaper 28 and 25-1 and longer. I just want to quickly check. Oh my goodness, I see he's scratching. Number 12, Nama Desert, was one of the horses that I do fancy, but I see it's now scratching, as well as number 11. So let's have a look at his field. Yeah, when I looked at his field, I really found it an interesting field. I want to go down here to the first timers, of which I did fancy some of them, especially number 12, Nama Desert, because this horse is extremely well bred, but it is now scratching. But anyway, as I said before, I don't normally tip first timer, but when I do, it is really because I like the breeding, and in this case, this horse number 13, Nachi, I really do like the breeding. Versus Getrich from Norris, Galileo May. I'm sure that I think that May has thrown a few nice foals, and I see Lorena is riding, and although this horse is drawn 11, but it will be a little bit closer now with the scratching of number 12. Um, and I do feel that number 13 can come in and win this race. Then for outsider selections, I went with number 9, Courtroom Magic. Not such a big outsider. It ran very well its first race. Came from nowhere, 22.4 second fastest, which was quite nice. Over the 1200 meters, but now going a little bit further over 1450, which I think will suit. Then, as I said, I had number 12, Norman Desert, as my other outsider selection, so that has now fallen away. So let's look at some other runners in this race. The favorite being number 4, Castle Corner. Castle Corner has run 3 very good runs in a row and surely deserved to be the favorite. But as I say, we don't know the ability of number 13, Narki, so we'll have to wait and see. Number 5, Purple Panther, that has run 3 seconds in a row, also in with a chance. The reason why I fancy Castle Corner above Purple Panther is that I see that Castle Corner runs constantly 400 to finish, 23.1, 22.1, and that is an indicator. That for me is a very good indicator. So therefore, my preference, number 4 above number 5. And then number 6, Supreme Elevation, can't be discarded either. Has run 3 nice races in a row now. Can also be involved in the finish, but unfortunately drawn 15. But okay, with the scratchings, probably would move into number 12. The timers now is also from the Wire Mooring Stable. You know, his horses, he is a very shrewd trainer. So put this in the back end of your quartets. It is drawn 16, so it's going to come wide. But yeah, can be involved in the placings. Caroline Reaper that ran second before, now getting the 2.5. Ran also in the race behind Bequest, where there is some same form. So also probably a horse that can be involved in the finish in the terms of quartet money. So let's now move on to race number 2, which is a maiden plate over 1800 meters, where the betting is as follows. Number 1, Dice the Bullet, 16-10, Minaj 22-10, Super Duper 5-1, Athena Queen 17-2, 10-1, Pearl Dancer 12 to 1 Secret Strike, 18 to 1 Purple Shadow, and 40 to 1 and longer the rest. Well, let's have a look here. My first selection here is number 5, Menage. Last time out, when Menage ran close to Only the Brave, I did say I think this horse is going to improve. He had very nice first races. You know, to run 1.5 lengths behind anything goes. You know, he's not. He's no donkey to do that. So, and I do believe that Menage will definitely favor this 1800 meters, and I think this horse will be hard to beat in this field today. Then outsider selections that we can look at is number 2, Pearl Dancer. Pearl Dancer did ran third, although 7.5 lengths behind. And last time out, also Burn Jasper just got tired over the last 200 meters. So I think the 200 meters will suit. Larina on board, drawn 7. Definitely number 2, Pearl Dancer, a horse that you need to consider. Then we're going to go down to number 6, Secret Strike, another wire mowing horse. Van Rensburg on board, draw 9. Last time out, you can discard that race. The horse wasn't striding out, but before that, it ran well over the 1450, and I think the 1800 will suit this elusive Ford filly by striking smartly. Definitely bred for this distance. So, and Marco van Rensburg riding for his father-in-law, Mr. Hunter. So let's move on to race number 3, which is October. It's a maiden plate over 1800 meters. Here the betting is as follows. The C weighs 15 to 10. Grazing the grounds 4 to 1. Believe in the future 11 to 2. Rock, paper, scissors 6 to 1. Master Mariner 6 to 1. 18 to 1. Time Command 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So here in race 3, my first selection is number 10. I just quickly want to mention for those who don't know, I'm trying to keep my videos as short as possible because people complain. Other people want me to do more horses, to discuss form and more horses. But what I'm doing in the first horse I give is my outright selection, the horse that I think can win the race. And then my other selections is my 2 outsider selections in no particular order. And then I give a few horses which I think can be involved also in the finish. So here's number 10, Believe in the Future. It's a Futura by Captain L. Mee. And I do believe this horse debuted over shorter distances today, going over the 1800 meters. And I think this is what the distance that this horse would be looking at. That ran on nicely, 23 seconds, last 400, before that 22. So nice speed at the end. And I do believe that Larina will probably be in with this horse when the photos are taken. Outside the selection that we can have a look here is number 9, Master Mariner. Master Mariner is improving, has been placed in his last 2 runs, and it definitely can be a contender come the time the photos are taken. Also, another outsider selection is number 7, Rock, Paper, Scissors. Didn't debut too bad behind the cop, only 3.95. The longer distance will probably suit this horse as he's damaged by Casey Tips, but drawn 14, so that might be a bit of a problem. Here we have the favorite Seaways. Last time out, we were all backing Seaways, and he disappointed, land six lengths behind Secret of Maya. But maybe the 14, the longer distance will also suit this horse, as he has run well before. So definitely not a horse that you can discard from your calculations. From the other horses, maybe number 1, Zulustoop, can improve to be popped into the back end of your quartets. So let's move on to race number 4, which is the first leg of the pick 6. We're working here on a middle stakes for horses of net rating of 92 and below. This is a Class D, average merit rated 74. So let's have a look at the betting. Here we have that nice horse from Michael the Cock, Nafura, 11 to 25 to 1 Scheming Magic Week Mission 15 to 2 Flashburn 17-2, Alquays 9-1, our man in Havana 17-1, and 60-1 and longer the rest. Scratch number 6 and number 9. So let's move on to this horse. This Nafura has had 3 run, has won 2. Asterix has won since again. Lord Melbourne on Thursday won quite easily. So this form of this horse very strong, and yeah, hopefully he's still improver, and he can put this field to bed. Number 4, a man in Havana, has shown some good form before. Last 2 runs didn't really up to scratch, but was bumped at the 1400 meters in the race against Nafura. I don't think this horse can improve to beat that horse, but I think our man in Havana is better than this last 2 runs. Getting the -2, definitely in with a chance in this field, as I think, yeah, he's also the best weighted, but I can't see this horse turning around that length with the favorite. So if this is the best weighted, then surely number 3, Navura, would easily account for this field. Alquays is coming from Durban, where he had some form, always running 4 lengths there, 5 lengths. And I don't know the reason why he's here now, but he is here now. And I think that maybe, he'll be suited to this inside track. So do include in all your play of your quartets and so on. So then let's move on to race number 5. Race number 5 is a classified stakes for no horses with a net rating of 75 and below. Class D average meters rating 63. I do think that this is one of the most open races on the card. Here we got segmented to second base, 15-4 shortstop, Iceman Comet 7-1, 8-1 Hot Gossip, Banger Night 10-1, Duke of Swing 10-1, then the Kizzy 12-1, Strike Like a Match 12-1, and 15-1, and better the rest. Now, in this race, Alexander has got 3 runners. And I do believe all 3 of them has got a chance, because if you have a look, you'll see number 8 is in the best weighted column, as well as number 5, Duke of Swing. So, but my preference is number 5, Duke of Swing. I did give this horse last time out. And the reason for that is this horse is now running in a 63, but it's running in a 72, 81, a 77. Okay, here it landed in a 66 and it won easily. So I do believe that this horse, Duke of Swing, has got ability. It's got a champion jockeying on board, and I'm sure Lyle Hewitson is not riding this horse just because they couldn't find another rider. There's a reason why he's riding on number 5 and not on number 1 or number 8. But also number 1, Iceman Comet, I think is a nice 3-year-old, can improve, and probably would be, can also be involved in the finish, as well as number 8, which is Tandikili, has also run some nice races, a few races back, won very easily at the Vaal, similar track, not a similar track, but also 1450, and yeah, it's also been running against like 74, 78, 78. And if you note that he won his maiden, and that was an AR65. And he hasn't been far behind, except last time out behind Pascal Promise, but that was in the C division. Now he finds himself in the D division with Kumaro on board. It's not often that you see Kumaro rides for Alexander, so definitely that could be a jockey strike as well. So for me, race number 6, race number 5, I think my strong runners would be around the Alexander runners. Magic Vision can also be included in your calculations. He's running well, but he's not well in on the handicap yet, but can be involved in the finish. He likes the distance, and was second to Shabarang. Shabarang ran second again the other day. Here it was 2 lengths behind Barak. Barak has won 3 races in a row, although did disappoint last time out, Barak, but over a longer distance. So let's move on to race number 5. I'm to totally wrong race now. Okay, I just did number 5, where I said we must focus on the runners of Alexander. So let's move on to race number 6, which is Village Mayor's handicap, 77 handicap, class D, average merit rating 74. I'm still laughing at myself, you know, when you get older, things doesn't get easier. Yeah. Here we have race 6, another open race. Peace on the Rocks, 33 to 10. 92, Letitia's Angel, 92. 7-1, Common Crystal, 9-1, Malteser. Get Set, 10-1, Tartan Dancer, 10-1. Bella Rosa, 12-1. Solar Wood, 12-1. 14-1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at race number 6, where my preference is number 8, Common Crystal. I did also recommend Common Crystal last time out, but was run out of it by Stratus Statali. But I still think this horse has got ability. Is now running. Was running in a. Is now today running in an average merit rating of 74. Here it was running in an 81, and I do believe with the -2.5 that this horse can run. A good race. If you have a look at jockey and horse, 3 runs, 2 wins, and a second. You know, so the horse, he knows the horse well, and the horse, he has won twice with the horse, Deacon. So I do believe today that Common Crystal can surprise, and that's also one of my value bets of the day. In other outsider selections, you want to might have a look at the number 11, Get Set. Get Set is running on nicely. Behind, you see fastest 400, third fastest 400, second fastest 400. It's got Kennedy on board, drawn 2, and I definitely think Get Set has got the ability. Last time out was 4.5, 4.5 rings behind Whipping Boy. Whipping Boy that day was 4-1, and that was our best bet of the day. And yeah, he won easily. Before that, she ran behind Eula Late, who won 3 races in a row. So Get Set, definitely a filly you need to include in your betting and in your play. And then my other selection is number 12, Tartan Dancer. St. John Gray Stable is firing. Lyle Hewitson riding. Now, they've tried this horse over longer distances. But I know previously this horse has won, I think, over the Vaal 1400 meters and so on. So I would think that probably these longer distance was a little bit too far, because I watched the races, and then during the race the horse move up from the back, but then it's just like he's stopping, and then that's why I think bringing it back to the 1450 might be a shrewd move from draw 5. Definitely a Tartan Dancer, a horse that you need to include into your play. Yeah, let's look at a favorite here. The favorite is Peace on the Rocks. Murray riding. This horse took a while to break its maiden. Hasn't been, has run decent runs after its maiden, and can be involved in the finish, but definitely not a sure thing. Then we have a look at the next race, which is race number 7, which is a 1,000 meters merit rated 80 handicap. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is number 4, Captain Morisco, 18 to 10. Garden Party, 22 to 10. 10-1, Hurricane Hadley, 12-1. Precious Stone Savior, 12-1. Starfish, 14-1. And longer, and in here the bottom is a horse called Look to the Sky, 50-1. So let's have a look here at race number 7, a very interesting race, where my selection is number 1, Look to the Sky, at 50-1. Now, I have given this before, and people did laugh at me, and maybe they're going to laugh at me, and maybe we're all going to laugh after the race for my ridiculous information. But if you have a look here, the average merit rating of this race is a class C 78. Nowhere, the last time this horse ran in a class C was last year, the 1st of August. And that was before the merit rate, the more merit rating was rated, was lifted by 10 points. Now this horse at one stage was 102. He's now at 86. He's coming from a long rest. Yes, nearly a year. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. He did had a long race from March, but now last time out he showed some pace behind Riverine, finishing 10 lengths in 103. Then he ran in a 97 behind Ring of Fire. Now he drops from an A division to a C division, and he's going to carry 61 and a half. Surely Look to the Sky cannot be discarded in this race. And I do believe that number one, Look to the Sky dropping in is going to be involved in the finish. Definitely a horse that you need to include in all your play today. This jockey has ridden this horse 4 times for 1 win. Course in this over the distance, 12 runs, 3 wins. So number 2, Garden Party. The gates opened last time out and he was gone high oh silver. They never saw him again. Won by 4 lengths. And I probably think that that would be the case today again. The gates will open and this horse will be gone. But I'm thinking number 1 is going to run him down today. But I can be wrong after the race. You can probably all laugh at me, but that's the way racing go. You know, I always say, no, you need to have them of brass to put them to pick a winner like that. But if you don't have that, then you shouldn't be in racing because that's what we look for. Here's Captain Morosco, and I do think that Captain Morosco, all in all, must be a bit of a disappointment for the connections. He did one race, but there's always been this talk how good this horse is, and it's always money for him, and he always gets beaten. Today again, getting -2.5 favorite again. And I just got a feeling that this horse maybe is a little bit overrated. I might be wrong. I mean, I have been wrong before. So yeah, yes, Hurricane Headley who just won its maiden last time out. I'm not sure what the string with the field was. It was in a work riders race, so one don't know. Sean Terry, Lyle Hewitson, always a dangerous combination. This horse has run against some decent opposition and cannot be discarded in this race. Star Flash is also coming down in the merit ratings and has at one stage also it looked like he's going to win a few races, but has already won 7 races and has definitely got some ability. Number 10, Xavier got beaten last time out, and I think from draw 1 today, have an excellent chance to be involved in the finish again. So all in all, a difficult race, a very open race, and yeah, let's go to race number 8, which is a graduation plate over 1,200 meters, Class B, average metal rating 91, where the betting is as follows. Race 8, number 1, Vazim 12 to 10, What You Are 5 to 1, 8 to 1, Rock the Globe, Fire and Ice 8 to 1, Thumbs Up 11 to 1, 14 to 1, Procrastinator, Marengo 14, Against the Grain 16, Ram Chums, Dani Road 16, Louis the 70 20, and 25 to 1, and longer the rest. Yeah, if this horse brings his aim game to the races number 1, Wasim, I think it will be no race. It will be race over, going and gone. But here we have number 2, Rock the Globe. As I said, this horse, Terry and Hewitson. Remember a few months ago, he came with that filly, I can't remember her name now, Golden Bell, I think it was. She was like 40 to 1. Nobody gave that horse a chance, and she came through because she was running over the shorter distances, being running over longer distances before, and won the race easily. Now here we got a similar situation. Rock the Globe running against over longer distances, but did run over the 1,200 meters here. And yeah, maybe this can surprise Rock the Globe. If you look at the handicap here, you have number 1, Vahim and Rock the Globe. Second, Louis the 7th, Against the Grain, and What You Are. So let's go down here to the bottom where we have a few young horses. Procrastinator just won his maiden. Marengo won a maiden, and then improved. The last time ran 6 lengths behind Garden Party. It was a runaway winner. Ramcham Dani Road has won a maiden and run behind a breeze, which is no donkey, and then after hours, 7 lengths behind after hours, but can run an improved race. So thumbs up. That one is maiden last time out, but carrying a low weight. A quick wit did win his maiden as well, and then something happened last time out, but I think can also be improved. So a lot of horses that you can chuck into the back end of your quartets. Yes, Louis the Seventh. This horse was up for 2 years, never ran. Then last time, first time after the race, didn't run too well. Did improve last time behind Garden Party, and I think can improve more. So yeah, open race. If you know if anything after number one, Vazim, do have a chance in this race. So let's move to race number 9. We have Phillies Amaze, handicap 72, Class D, average metal rating 68. So here we have the betting as follows. Number 1, Bequest 2-1, Golden Spiral 5-1, In Full Bloom 6-1, 7-2 Initiated, Gypsy Women 10, Diamonds and Dust 12, Pretty Jolly 12, 15-1, and longer the rest. So here, my first selection is number 4, Gypsy Women. Now, if you have a look here, you'll see Golden Spiral, the second favorite at 5-1. I'll talk about number 1 just now. But this horse was beaten by Golden Spiral by 2.3 lengths before. But now has a 6 kilogram swing around, so I think 6 kilograms to make up 2.3 is definitely doable. And I think Gypsy Women today will run a huge race. She's running now in an AR of 68. Yes, she was running in a 79 behind Sudden Charm. Outsider selection for this race is number 5, Initiated. Initiated also ran Stronger Company last time behind Madame Patrice. Now down in class, and I feel can also improve. Alexander Stable is in form. And then also number 6, Diamond and Dust. Clinton Binder did one at 88-1 last time, 2 runs ago. And last time out wasn't, disgrace behind my Queen. And I feel can run another a great race and be involved in the finish. Let's then have a look at number 1. The number 1 is the favorite. Sorry, wrong race. Let's try the right race. Okay, here we go. Number 1 is Bequest. That break is maiden, and that one well. Not in a fast time, I would think. Getting a -1, drawn 1, can definitely, go in again. But again, he's running against some decent opposition. Golden Spiral, not a donkey herself, has won 4 races. So definitely in with a chance, but Golden Spiral also in with a chance. So a lot of horses have chances in this race, but there's also a few horses that just coming off a maiden or maybe a maiden plate win. So that makes it difficult to assess their form because you don't know how strong the maiden plate form was. So that brings us to the end of our meeting for Turffontein, and we're now going to go over to Kenilworth. Let me just wet my throat a little bit. A bit of water. So here we have the first race on Kenilworth, which is a 1400 meters. And let's have a look at the betting. Here we have the same problem again. Right, number 9, Queen Niyaba, 17-10 in your time, 3-1. Silver Sable, 4-1. Wild Creature, 4-1. 12-1. Cut Glass, 20-1, and longer the rest. Sorry, I need to go back to Turffontein. So here we have the favorite, and the favorite is number 9. So let's look at number 9, and number 9 has got some strong form. Queen Niyaba ran 2 runs, 2 good runs. She's by King's Bar. Nia by Nashwan, and I think will be too good for this field. Last time out, it says green, carried out, carried in, and I think today this horse will have an excellent chance to be in the money, to be in the winning enclosure. But I do also fancy the chances of number 10, Wild Creature. This horse was a half length behind Capitiva, and Capitina won easy last week. So that form has been frank. And in the first run, there was 10 runners, already 2 winners. So watch out for number 10. The same ownership, but not the same stables. Outside the selection that you want to look at in this race, maybe is number 2, Valgardena. I think this horse has got the ability to improve. He's been running there and thereabouts, and I think can improve. Another horse that I do also fancy is number 3, Silver Saber. It's a Silvano, already a 4-year-old by Alador Me, but ran on well in his first race. Second fastest, 23,400 to finish. Anton Marcus now on board, drawn 1, and definitely can also be involved in the finish. Another outsider selection you want to maybe look at is number 5, Cut Glance. He's getting the -2.5 and did run a good race behind 2 pennies last time out over the 1400 meters, and I'm sure will definitely can also be involved in the finish. So let's move on to race number 2. Another a maiden plate over 1400 meters. The betting as follows. Here we have number 11, Legitimate, 19 to 10, Mach 4, 2 to 1, Divergent, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, Travel Master, Benjamin, 9 to 1, 14 to 1, Dollar Brand, and 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So here, my first selection again will be the favorite, number 11. Number 11 has had some nice runs in Durban, now back in Cape Town. Nicely bred Bambina Stripes, won a few races. And I do think, but the only thing for me, a little bit of a concern is the draw. But I'm sure Keegan, the Mele experienced jockey, will overcome that. Has run some nice races at 20, in both races, fastest 400 to finish. And I think today, Legitimate will be too strong for this field and can bring his Durban form to Cape Town. Outsider selections in this race is number 10, Divergent. It's a Frankel, okay, and Greg Chain had a nice introduction, stayed on from the rear, second fastest to 400 again. So definitely Divergent, I'm looking to improve on his first race, as well as number 12, Travel Master. I'm not sure what happened in this last race, but let's give that just give that a miss. It's a global view. I like these global views. Did jump from drawn 9, could have been a factor, but ran on very well in his first race, under 22 seconds. That is very, very good. So 12, Travel Master, definitely a horse that you need to include in all your calculations. Also, we can include number 6 in the back end of your quartets. I think that can also improve a little bit. Moroccan Treat did ran a nice second and then was 4 inches behind Well Watch, but can improve, as can number 3, Benjamin, also not without a chance. Number 2, Mach Force, the Snake Stable, ran a very nice race last time out, running on, and can definitely be involved in the finish. And then maybe if you want to, you can put in Dollar Brand back into your quartets. So let's now move on to race number 3, which is a merit 80 handicap over 1200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is number 1, Gainsford, 9 to 10, Moonrock, 9 to 2, Pink Floyd, 7 to 1, Alaska Night, 7 to 1, times New Roman, 12 to 1, Red 8, 16 to 1, Maverick the King, 20 to 1, Destruction Boy, 20 to 1, Out of the Ordinary, 25 to 1, and Fortune Flames, 50 to 1. Now here we have a very strong favorite in number 1 arm, Gainsford. But it's a 3-year-old, just won a maiden, although by 6 lengths. But I see the horse it did beat some other horses after that. So the form is strong, carrying 16.5 against old hard knockers. And please hold on to your chairs. Luckily, this isn't part of the pick six. But my selection is number 5 out of the ordinary. I just got a feeling that this horse is going to run a good race today. I think last time out over the 1800 meter was too far for this horse, so I'm not even considering that run. Grant van Niekerk rides well for the Cass Robinson, Candice Bass Robinson stable. She is in form, getting the winners. He did win a few runs back over the Kenilworth 1200 meters, and he ran 25 and 3 fastest 400. There again behind Moonrock, the second fastest 400. And I just think that this horse will be running on at the end and can outrun them all. Then for outsider selections, I'm going for number are we now into race number 4? No? Race number 3, yeah. I'm going for number 6, Times Romance, Times New Romance. Now this horse is drawn 2, and is by Futura out of my boy Charlie May. And that win his maiden run back in Scottsville, now back in Kenilworth. And I've just got a feeling that this horse is much better than this form shows. And I think today we'll see Times Roman running a huge race. Other outsider selection is number 8, Red 8. This horse has always been there and thereabouts. Last time out, unfortunately, this lost the jockey. But before that was always running on there and thereabouts. And I think today, again, this horse would be run on a nice price, include into your quartets. If this horse arrives, then definitely it will be a contender. Number 9, Matthew King, that won his first race and then ran a good second race and a reasonable third race. And then from there, the wheels just fell off. So maybe, chuck it in the back end of your quartets. Maybe it looks as one of those horses that can show sudden improvement. Number 3, number Moonrock has won 2 races now, but on the very low weights now, carrying a little bit more, and I think making it difficult for him to complete the hat trick. So let's move it to race number 4. It's a Pinnacle Stakes, and I think one of the highlights of the day that you're going to see here. And let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 3, Run Fox Run, 15 to 20, 53 to 10, and number 2, Fabian. Now let's have a look, and I do believe that this race will be fought out by the top 3, and Run Fox Run will definitely, I think, was got a huge chance to win this race. Has run against the best in the country, but can get stiff opposition from Rashad A, who is no donkey himself, and definitely looking forward to a duel between Rashad A and Run Fox Run. They have beaten each other before, can do so, and then the meat in the sandwich is number 2, Fabian, who's no donkey himself, can also be involved in the finish. So let's move on to race number 5, which is a merit rated 76 handicap. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 1, the Gatekeeper, 17 to 10, Noir's Boy, 5 to 2, 4 to 1, Rex Union, Contact Zone, 6 to 1, 10 to 1, and longer the rest of the field. Now let's have a look here. We're number 1, the Gatekeeper. Just won his maiden last time out by 3.5, beating Fire for Sure. Fire for Sure was favorite next time out, couldn't find a frame. Number 2, so therefore my first selection and my best bet of the day. Yeah, there are shorter horses of odds that you can back, but I'm always looking for value, and I do believe Noir's Boy today is my best bet for the day. He's gonna run on strongly and will be too good for this field, and will be standing in a winner's box after the race. A horse that you do need to include in some of your play if you want to is number 6, Double Blue. I think this Double Blue is well-bred. Lupin has thrown quite a number of good horses. Marcus on board, drawn 1. can definitely bother the top two, and which is number one, the gatekeeper, and Noah's Boy. Then we move on to race number 6, which is the classic grade 3 over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Speed Machine 17 to 10, Rascallion 33 to 10, Invincible 33 to 10, Jet Dog 9 to 1, Hyde Park 14 to 1, Line Breaker 14 to 1, My Beastie 18 to 1, Master Flower 20 to 1, and Longer. Now, this to me is a very open race. We got Shaboom here 25 to 1 at the bottom, and I even fancy that one's chances. So here in race number 6, my first selection is number 1, Jet Dog. Now, Jet Dog has won the Langermans. Now, I've seen over the years, over and over again, that the horses that won the Langerman, in most of the cases, go on and win bigger races. And Grant van Niekerk is a shrewd jockey. Although this is drawn 11, this horse will be running on at the end. And I think Jet Dog can be the surprise package in this race. There's 11 3-year-olds, and not a single one of them is without a chance to win this race. They all got reasonable form, some a little bit better than the other ones. But even Shaboom did win well. He's made an last time out, ran on 22.2. Any horse running under 23 seconds for the 400 to finish can't be a donkey. So in my mind, in the pick 6, just include a field, because should one of these less rated horses win this race, you'll be still in the money. Because they are good horses. Speed Machine can go in again. Rascallion can go in again. But so as you can see, there's many horses with chances, and I do think that it's going to be a nice race to see, and just maybe don't punt, sit back and enjoy. So let's move to race number 7, which is the Western Cape Fillies Championship, grade 2, over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have got number 8, Dazzling Sun 7 to 2, Princess Color 5 to 1, 5 to 1, Marilisa 6 to 1, Zarina 2 pennies 6 to 1, Trickster 10 to 1, and the rest 12 to 1 and Longer. Yeah, I want to focus on 2 horses. The first one I want to focus is number 12, 2 pennies. When this horse debuted, I said that this horse is extremely well bred, and I did tip him as a first timer to win this race. And again today, I'm going for this horse to be my first choice to win this race. Anton Marcus is on board. I'm not worried about the draw 9. His horse ran on well from behind, 22.7, no donkey. And then another horse that I think can be his bigger danger is number 2, Trickster. I've been following Trickster through the Durban season when he ran behind Caroluma, Love Bomb, and Anything Goes. I really fancied him. This is grade 1 horses that we're running against. Now we're running against, I think, a lesser class. And Trickster in the betting is currently 10 to 1. And I do feel that Trickster has got the ability to win this race. But yeah, there are horses of chances. Here we got Princess Color. Princess Color also ran that race behind Anything Goes, just finishing in front of Trickster. So if you fancy Princess Color, which is 5 to 1 in the betting, why wouldn't you fancy Trickster? They were 3.3 behind and 3.6. Now, just like a nose behind, anything can change. And that's why I say, I think Trickster can also be a horse involved in a finish. So this is not a race that's conclusive, that, who's going to win this race. There's other horses with chances. So also a very open race. I also fancy Veronica Mars. This legislate me by filly by Captain Elme, well bred, has run well against some good opposition, and I think the longer distance would also suit her. Here's Dazzling Sun, a daughter of Camelot, and obviously the favorite and has got a chance. drawn 12, but this went well on a second run over a longer distance. So all in all, another open race, which I don't think it's clear cut that number 8, the favorite, will win. Then we move on to race number 8. It's a merit rated 95, handicap class B, 91. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 6, Pinkerton, who's on a hat-trick, 14 to 10. Liberty Hall, 3 to 1. Power of Peace, 11 to 2. Evans Fortune, 15 to 2. 11 to 1, Meraki. 12 to 1, Photo, Captain Flinders, and Photocopy, Oracle, 14 to 1. Yeah, here my first choice is number 6, Pinkerton. I can't go against Pinkerton because he has got the strongest form. He is on a hat-trick, has won well. And so, yeah, Dynasty, but by a trippy me, you can't want better. So, yeah, number 6, Pinkerton is my choice. But there are some outsiders that can involve. Here we have number 4, Heavens Brace. Jockey has ridden this horse 3 times, won 2 times on this horse. Heavens Brace, include in all your play, definitely in with a chance. Anton Marcus on board from draw 1. Captain Flinders, also a horse that I like. Unfortunately, he ran against against Katak, but before that was a consistent running good. And yeah, I think today back over the shorter distance can be definitely involved in the finish. So let's now get to race number 9, which is the last race on the card. A maiden plate over 1800 meters. Here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Savannah Buddy, 2 to 1. Alfred's Legacy, 11 to 2. Casanova King, 11 to 2. Flyover, 7 to 1. Widest Tractor, 7 to 1. One-way traffic, 9 to 1. Captain's Will, 12 to 1. 25 to 1, and longer the rest. Now in this race, my first choice is number 9, which is Casanova Queen, a Ferrari by a War Past Me. This horse has now run 3 runs over 1600 meters, now going over the 1800 meters. And this horse has debuted twice over 1600 meters at Devonville, and has been running on last time out 23.6, although in the first race also ran 23.2, 400 to 400 meters, and is running on at the end. And I think the 1800 meters will suit this horse down to the ground, hence the jockey booking Aldo de Meyer from draw 2. Outsider selections you can have a look at. Captain's World, there's a Captain L by Sadler's Well means crying out for the 1800 meters, and unfortunately draw 14, but do include into your play, your outsider play. Then we have number 6, Wiley's Tractor, a Wiley War by Ford With Me, but we also crying out for a longer distance. Got a nice booking, Anton Marcus on board, although drawn 10, but can be involved for the placings, I would think. Savannah Buddy is the favorite. Has run some okay races, drawn for Nikak on board, can be involved. And here's a horse, number 3, Wolf God. I haven't included into any of my quartet plays, but do include maybe if you play a perm, for your quartet, put this horse in the back end of your quartet. It doesn't run, like wild races, but okay races, and it looks like the 1800 can improve. I think it's currently 45 to 1. Here's the Mad Sheriff. This mad horse, he just go to the front, and yeah, one of these days, Yanni Becker is going to keep him going. So maybe not today, but I think keep an eye on that one. The number 1, Alfred's Legacy, also already a 5-year-old, has had 10 runs, and also running places, did ran behind Fort Campaign, and we all know what happened during the week. That's same horse won again, start to finish in a new class record, actually, I believe. So here we are at the end of our preview for today's racing, and I hope I could point you in the correct direction. You can have a few winners, and as I always say, break a leg.